Todd Chrisley admits intentionally making staff miserable in prison. Hello, everyone. Welcome back for another video. I hope everyone's having a great day. Before watching the video, please subscribe and like it. Since his presidential pardon and release from prison, Todd and Julie Chrisley have opened up about their time behind bars. Recently, Todd shared a bit of an agenda he had when it came to dealing with the prison staff. This also comes out after Julie talked about an incident in which she got into conflict with a service worker during her time in prison. Todd Chrisley, once known for his lavish lifestyle and razor-sharp wit on television, has sparked a new wave of controversy from behind bars after admitting that he intentionally made prison staff miserable. In a jaw-dropping revelation that has fans and critics alike buzzing, the former reality star confessed to deliberately pushing boundaries as a form of personal resistance. Sources close to the situation claim Todd has been unapologetically vocal about his disdain for certain correctional officers, allegedly calling out what he describes as unfair treatment, mismanagement, and lack of humanity within the system. While some insiders say his boldness has earned him enemies, others believe his tactics are part of a deeper strategy to expose mistreatment and survive the harsh realities of incarceration. Chrisley, never one to shy away from drama, is reportedly documenting every interaction in detail, hinting at a possible tell-all once he regains his freedom. The revelation has sent shockwaves through his fanbase, many of whom remain loyal but confused by his methods. With Todd's prison journey unfolding more like a scripted series than real life, the world watches as he continues to navigate confinement not with quiet compliance, but with fierce rebellion and unapologetic honesty. Todd and Julie talked about their time in prison during a recent podcast appearance. Todd and Julie Chrisley became known to audiences thanks to their USA Network series, Chrisley Knows Best. In 2022, however, the two were convicted to a combined 15 years in prison thanks to charges including bank fraud and tax evasion. Julie was sentenced to 7 years at the Federal Medical Center in Lexington, while Todd was set to spend a 12-year sentence at the federal prison camp in Pensacola. Around 2 years into their sentence, however, the two received an early release thanks to a presidential pardon from President Donald Trump. With their release, Todd and Julie have been sharing their story with fans through various outlets. The two recently made an appearance on their daughter Savannah's Unlocked podcast. Opening up, Todd claimed that he rarely got into conflict with the other inmates. However, there was another group that he shared he didn't get along with. According to Todd, he made his presence known to the prison staff. The Chrisley Knows Best star shared, "I told the staff off." Todd and Julie Chrisley broke their silence in a way no one saw coming. In a rare and deeply revealing podcast appearance, the once glamorous reality TV couple peeled back the curtain on their time behind bars, offering a raw, emotional, and at times shocking account of life on the inside. The couple, best known for their hit series, Chrisley Knows Best, spoke candidly about the pain, the lessons, and the unfiltered truth about prison life, sending shockwaves across their fan base and sparking a new wave of public debate. Speaking with unwavering emotion and detail, Todd described his prison experience as a war zone for the soul, emphasizing not just the physical hardships, but the emotional warfare that unfolds daily. He admitted that the loss of control, privacy, and dignity hit him harder than he anticipated. "You go from being known to being numbered," he said during the interview, his voice steady but burdened. Julie, ever composed but clearly changed, echoed the sentiment, calling her time away an education in silence and survival. She opened up about missing her children, the deep ache of isolation, and how women behind bars often cling to hope as their only form of currency. The couple didn't hold back on exposing what they believe are systemic issues plaguing the American prison system. From outdated facilities to mistreatment and inadequate health care, they painted a picture far removed from what viewers might expect of white-collar prisons. Todd, always outspoken, said he saw firsthand how some staff used intimidation as control, even claiming he stood up for fellow inmates when he saw abuse. Julie, with quiet strength, shared that she found comfort in small acts of kindness, notes passed under doors, shared prayers in the dark, and friendships that grew from pain. Fans were quick to respond, flooding social media with messages of support, disbelief, and in some cases, skepticism. Some applauded the couple for using their platform to shine a light on prison reform, while others questioned the timing of their vulnerability. Still, the Chrisleys' openness marked a major shift in their public narrative. No longer just reality stars, they are emerging as voices with stories too personal to ignore. What made this podcast appearance particularly compelling wasn't just what they said, it was how they said it. There was no polished reality show banter, no pre-rehearsed lines. Just two people stripped of everything, trying to make sense of a chapter that changed them forever. Todd admitted he keeps a journal now. Julie said she prays more than ever. They both agreed they're not the same people they were when the prison gates first closed behind them. Todd teased why he felt Julie didn't get into many altercations with staff. For her part, Julie felt that she didn't have as many issues with staff. Todd attributed this to her up there being Miss Pollyanna while in Lexington. However, Julie did have some issues in prison, previously recounting an incident where she was locked in a cafeteria by a food service worker and correctional officer. Julie shared, "He was just a miserable human being, he really was," with Todd adding, "They all are." She also confirmed that the officer has since retired. Todd continued to share his dislike for the staff. Concerning the service worker in Julie's story, he shared, "I would have put a BP-8 on his ass," referring to an administrative complaint. He continued, "I was surrounded by miserable human beings, and every day I got up and it was my sole intent to make their life even more miserable because they were there to make our lives miserable." Todd Chrisley has never been one to stay quiet, and even from behind prison walls, his words still carry weight. In a recent heart-piercing podcast appearance that gave fans a raw look into life behind bars, Todd didn't just open up about his own battles. He also shared a surprising observation about his wife Julie. While he admitted to finding himself in tense standoffs with prison staff, Todd teased the reason why Julie seemed to avoid such conflicts altogether, offering a glimpse into her quiet strength and emotional resilience. With his signature Southern drawl and a touch of vulnerability rarely seen before, Todd admitted that he found the prison environment combative and cold, a place where people often resorted to conflict simply to protect their space or survive. Yet when it came to Julie, he said something seemed different. "I think they didn't know what to do with her," he said. "She didn't come in angry. She didn't come in broken. She came in with grace." That statement alone had listeners leaning closer. According to Todd, Julie's approach to incarceration was not one of rebellion or resistance, but one rooted in composure. He hinted that her calm demeanor, her ability to stay emotionally grounded, and her choice to lead with kindness rather than confrontation made her stand out in a place where aggression often ruled the day. She carried herself like someone who still believed in something, Todd said, almost reverently, like someone who wasn't going to let that place define her. His words painted Julie not as a passive bystander, but as a quiet force, respected not because she fought back, but because she didn't need to. Todd went on to describe how Julie managed to win over not just other inmates, but even some staff members. While he found himself challenging authority and calling out what he believed were injustices, Julie opted for a more subtle path. "She's always had that kind of silent power," he teased, almost proudly. "She doesn't have to raise her voice to be heard." Fans were quick to latch onto Todd's remarks, praising Julie for her strength under pressure. Many said they always saw her as the heart of the Chrisley family, and now they're seeing why. Her ability to remain composed, compassionate, and quietly resilient has only deepened admiration from those who followed the family for years. As Todd continues to navigate the chaos of prison life with fire and fury, Julie's journey appears more like a lesson in patience and quiet resolve. Todd teased that he's learned a lot from watching her from afar. Lessons in humility, grace, and the power of stillness. She may not say much, he added with a small laugh. But when she walks into a room, even behind bars, they feel it. Have you been following this story? Did you watch Todd and Julie on Savannah's Unlocked podcast? Make sure to come back to TV Shows Ace for all the latest reality TV and celebrity news. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, America Trends 24, and stay with us.